All right, what's up, everybody? This is Kiwan, and I'm back with The Best Man, the final chapter, season 1, episode 6, in American Marriage. Y'all, please do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell to get updates on all new videos that I drop. Anyway, I just want to let y'all know that I will absolutely complete episode 7 and 8 on tomorrow. I watched it today, but I haven't taken any notes. I just kind of watched it for my leisure. I'll have the last 2 up because it doesn't make any sense to stretch. So anyway, the episode starts with the preview of Unfinished Business, and while the preview is on, they get to showing all of the characters, and then you hear that boom, 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 boom. Ow, just got paid. It's Friday night. And it was a cute. It was a cute little one too. So, Merch is practicing his MMA, but the guy is in the stands, and Merch is like this, and he's looking at that screen. Now, keep in mind, he had already asked Harper, whenever you put a depiction of me on the screen, please make sure you make me that guy and not, I guess, who everybody thinks I am. And so once he sees the depiction of him, at this point, Merch is peed off, and he's like, bah, 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 automatically mad. That sent him, because I think in Merch mind, I'm not a pushover. I'm just a nice guy. And to them, Merch was absolutely being Shelby's pushover. Even when we watched the very first Best Man, they made it seem like Merch was the simp and a nice guy, when in reality, he was just trying to respect. Yeah, he was very passive. Yeah, he was extremely passive when it came to Shelby, but he was just a nice guy. But it was the depiction that Harper put him in that book, and also the way he made his character on the movie. Anyway, we get over to Harper and Robin's. Harper apologized to Robin about missing the party, the New Year's Eve party that was at Shelby's house. Robin tells him it's not about the party. Harper tells Robin that he's sorry she lost the restaurant, but he tried. He also tells her that they can find another one if it's that important to her. Robin looks at him and says, "If," and then she proceeds to say he doesn't take her seriously. She reminds Harper how important it was to her, and then Harper tells Robin it didn't sink in because he didn't see it it didn't sink in because he didn't see it in person. He then tells Robin she gets excited about something and then will change her mind. Robin was telling Harper, hey, that was 20 years ago. I put in my notes that Harper has no faith in Robin like he has in Jordan. He just only depends on Robin as the person who fixes everything for him, the person who he goes to make him feel better. Like, she's like the cheerleader, and that's it. I don't know. It's triggering. Anyway, Robin tells Harper that she supported him with the house because y'all know how Robin wanted to stay in, was it Brooklyn or Harlem? Robin wanted to stay in Harlem. He tells her if she didn't want to be in the house, she should have said so. Well, Harper, she did tell you. You got mad and said that she was being stubborn. Harper, to me, is selfish AF. He has no consideration of Robin because everything is all about him. Even as I'm telling y'all, episode 7 or 8, when they're sitting down talking, she's talking about Donna. It's like he's not interested. He's choosing to not hear her. He's choosing to ignore her, but makes it a point to overshadow her in what he has going on. So Harper and Robin starts couples therapy. So in this moment, both Harper is sitting on this end of the couch, Robin is sitting on the other end of the couch. So Robin says to the therapist, she don't think Harper understands her. She don't know if she's enough for him. She says that it's a feeling she can't shake. He's always reaching for something more. And this is true. Harper looks at her as if he doesn't know what she's talking about. Like, I don't know. It was just, he put on that outrage. Like, he had that outrage look. He didn't say anything, but it was the look that he gave. Anyway, Harper said to the therapist, what she's saying isn't true, and he wouldn't be who he is or where he is if it wasn't for Robin. He said his success is her success. That aggravated me so bad. Robin asked, what about my success? Robin is not the fact that Robin is tired of want to outshadow Harper, because she wants Harper to shine. And she supports Harper. She just wants that same support. It doesn't matter what she's trying to do. She just wants Harper to support her. And it's like he just doesn't. It's very triggering. It's like if he wins, then automatically she wins. But anyway, Robin doesn't want to be put in the back anymore. In that moment, Harper aggravated me once again because he said he felt attacked and blindsided. Now, maybe he felt attacked and blindsided because he did not know she was feeling these things, or he just doesn't have the wherewithal and he doesn't read the room to understand this is how this lady is feeling. And I want to bet is that Harper is so self-absorbed that he doesn't see how he hurt people. We choose to see, for him to be a writer, you choose to see how you don't hurt people, hurt those around you for your selfish reasons. They have to literally be in your face to tell you that you've hurt. Anyway, Robin says to the therapist that Harper gets defensive and he doesn't listen to what her wants, her needs. And as an individual, not as a wife and not as Mia's mother. So the therapist asked Robin, has she made her needs known to Harper? She says that she didn't want to badger him or nag him. And I'm willing to think that at some point, y'all, that Robin had to suppress all of her needs and her wants when she would whenever she would have a conversation with Harper, because Harper can be a lot dismissive and very judgmental. And because of that, and because he's selfish, she's had to suppress all of these things. And now she's at an age where she wants to be happy. And she's just tired of playing the background. She's done it. She did it when he got on his knee and asked Robin to marry him in front of everybody, because he was trying to make up for premeditating or, wanting or was going to sleep with Jordan. And for also outing his stuff about him and Mia. Robin has always bent herself in a pretzel for Harper. Always. And Harper doesn't give that back. He's not as flexible as Robin is. Anyway, the therapist tells Robin not to expect their partner to be a mind reader, and I agree. Harper's rebuttal. Harper rebuttals and says he's not a mind reader. And this right here, this here statement was everything. Robin says, I'm not either, but I think of you. I consider you. That. Y'all, that one, because we don't ask you to be people don't ask their partner to be a mind reader. We just ask for considering, not we but y'all, but whatever. We ask for consideration, and just to be thought of and considered, and not have to always remind of the things that we need, the support that we need. Like, people want to be considered. Just like I will consider you, I want the same thing in return. Again, reciprocity is everything. Anyway, Harper admits that Robin doesn't always get the best version of him, because he's always looking for his next instead of what is, and he's working on that. Robin says that she's trying to wait for that to happen, and you can about wait for so long. So in the next scene, Shelby don't want to age gracefully. And then we see the guys, they're meeting up. Murch, except for Murch, Harper notices that I gotta start calling him Julian. That Julian is absent and comments about it. Quentin tells him, you have no right to bring up another person's disappearance, and you just left. You left. Anyway, Harper asks the guys if they're good about the movie. And then Harper asks Lance about LJ. And Lance is in denial about who LJ is, because he thinks his kid is going through a phase. There it is, that lack of support. Julian calls Harper on FaceTime and tell him that he won't be able to make it to game night. He also won't make it to Harper's movie premiere. Why? Because he's mad about how Harper depicted him in that movie. So, in the next scene, Candace talks to Julian about her paper rolls. And she tells him she wants to go. She really wanted to go to the premiere, and she finds out that he's not going. She tells him she saw the trailer and asked him, did he talk to Harper? And Julian was like, well, Harp is gonna harp, meaning Harper is selfish, and Harper only does what Harper wants, whatever satisfy him in that moment. Julian is visibly upset, and he seems very emotional. So in the next scene, Lance goes shopping. Oh, not shopping, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta work on my penmanship. So in the next scene, Lance goes snooping in LJ's room, looking for clothes that was purchased by LJ or him. Just stuff, trying to figure out, what's going on with LJ. So he pulls the poster back, that Lance's book poster, and he finds boots, clothes. There's a compartment in there with LJ's other outfits. And then Lance prayed that praise to God that God help him with LJ. And I'm like, it's not LJ who needs the help. It's you that needs to learn how to accept that LJ is a them. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Anyway, in the next scene, Julian meets with Quentin. Well, Julian is walking the girls to school, and Quentin he gets coffee, and he go finds Julian and walk with Julian. And so Quentin asks Julian why isn't he going to the premiere? And so Quentin also tells Julian that he needs to make time and be there for Harper. Julian says that he has done nothing but support Harper, and that it's seldomly reciprocated. So then Quentin tells Julian he's being sensitive. And this is where Julian gets aggravated. Julian says it's always me. Always being a sensitive bitch ass nigga. Like, that's what he said. Y'all, he says, I'm supposed to always let it roll. I'm supposed to always let it roll off my back. Like, always. Julian asks Quentin, have you ever had your manhood questioned? And Quentin was like, yeah, I'm a black man. No. Julian says, have you ever had your manhood questioned by the people who, by your friends? Julian said when he see how he's portrayed on that screen, it hurts his feelings. He tells Quentin, tell Harper, tell... Y'all, my notes. My notes. Oh, so in that moment, as Julian is telling Quentin his true feelings about it, Quentin tells Julian that he loves him. And you can see how Julian and Quentin both are emotional in that moment. And let me say this. The emotions that's been displayed in Quentin this entire in this whole entire chapter has been amazing, because we know Quentin been everything else, but this is the first, like, we've really seen emotions come out of Quentin. Anyway, in my notes, y'all, I wrote, can we pause right here, because I want to point out how Harper's negative behavior is looked over again. So we're at the no. Robin talked to Lance, and Lance says he knows how Harper is, but Harper is a good guy. Oh, how did I get here? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So this was me just really pointing out Harper's negative behavior and how it's overlooked, and how they overlook sometimes each other's behavior. This is why I like Quentin, because Quentin don't care, and he will point you out. So I was saying when Lance was on the balcony with Robin, and Robin was complaining about Harper, Lance says that we know how Harper is, but Harper is a good guy, and Harper loves you. And then, as Julian is expressing his concerns to Quentin, Quentin tells Julian Harper loves him, but meanwhile, you're still dismissing Julian's feelings. I just felt the need to point that out. So in therapy, we're back at therapy, and Robin tells Harper she can't make it to his movie career, his movie premiere. And I think this is where I don't know if they had asked questions. I forgot, y'all. I'm so sorry. But then we go over to Jordan. She's at work in her, it must be like a room that you go in, and a quiet room at work. And so we see that Jordan is losing her vision. She's overly stressed. Shelby walks in, wakes her up, and tells her she's already booked her a doctor's appointment. She also asked Shelby to look into Dimitri. No, Shelby called her. I'm sorry, Shelby didn't walk in, but Shelby called her. And she told her that I booked you a doctor's appointment, so don't cancel it. You're going. So she asked Shelby to look into Demetrius' company. So Shelby tells Jordan about Demetrius' investment company, and of course, she's visibly disappointed. In the next scene, Candace is stressing over her paper. Um, in the next scene, Lance is in LJ's room. He buys a suit for LJ, lays it out because once again he's still in denial about LJ. Um, and I would like the people to know that punishing somebody, forcefully being forceful with them is gonna push them away. It isn't gonna help LJ. It's just gonna push him further and further away because you're fighting against it. You're fighting LJ rather than embrace him. These are the times where Lance need to take himself out of the equation and even just step in a try to, because he's too macho. You can't even take a moment to step in the motherly role and say, you know what will Mia do? Because Mia would have embraced him. He probably would have got some pushback by Lance, but Mia would have stopped that at the door. Like, I don't know, I'm just saying, just my thoughts. Anyway, Candace asked Julian to take the girls to etiquette class. Murch, this is where they bump heads. Murch tell Candace I don't appreciate you assuming I don't have anything going on. And so Candace did come in, even though it was last minute. They start to butt heads. And she said, I'm going to ask you again. Can you take the girls to etiquette class? I have to go work on my paper. And he agrees. He agrees. But again, once again, even I think Murch is also being passive aggressive. Rather you tell people stop being a pushover and tell people how you truly feel and not have it to come out in a way that's where it seems like you're lashing out. It often looks like that. So anyway, LJ comes downstairs and he have a part of the outfit on. He has on the burgundy, the jacket and the pants, but I want to say it was the shirt that he had on under it. So Lance looked at him like, where are you going with that? And LJ was like, well, I'm going to the premiere. And Lance got mad and he was like, you need to go change your clothes now. And so LJ just went up there. He was like, well, I'm going to go change my clothes, but I'm going to keep this on. Anyway, in the next scene, Harper tells Robin, he thanks her for being a great partner and for always showing up for him. So we get to the premiere. This was while they were in the car before they got out of the car to go into the premiere. He thanks Robin. So everybody's there taking pictures outside of, in front of the step and repeat, the red carpet and all of that. Everybody gets inside and, we see the portion with Mia and Lance. The camera kind of pans at LJ. LJ whispered to Faith and says, I wish Mom were here. And Lance overhears it, but, what can you do? So then we get to the uncomfortable portion, Casey, Kendall, and Casey, which was Jordan and Harper. Is it Casey and Kendall? No, Kendall and Jackson. I'm sorry, y'all. Kendall and Jackson. And so we get to the scene. Like, it's different when you're reading it in a book and all of that stuff that transpired. So now it's just revving up more and more emotion for everybody. But nobody says anything. But everybody looks really uncomfortable. Especially Robin. So, and Jordan. And also Demetrius. Why? Because Demetrius Demetrius was Demetrius was Jordan's love. Demetrius was Jordan love interest. I'm sorry, y'all. He looked extremely uncomfortable. And so then you see parts of Mia, and you see people crying. You see them like teary eyed. Like it was a lot. It was something else to relive. It was the ending of, well, almost the ending of friendships. This book tore some stuff up. Okay, so Murch goes back to pick up the girls from the etiquette class. The teacher tells Murch, "Oh, I wish you guys could have. It would have been great to see you there." And Murch looks at her, lashes out. He's in a monotone, but he was like, "I'm doing the best I can with what I have." And he has a black eye because he was at his MMA deal. And so the girl's looking at him like, what's wrong? He has the hoodie on his head. He looks disheveled. Like, there was just like, what's wrong? And he just goes home. So at the after party, Jordan compliments Harper. And in the same breath, Demetrius downplayed Harper's movie. Lance overhears it. And he cuts in before Harper was getting ready to say something and was like, let's go get a drink. Jordan stood up, and so Lance tells Jordan, "You've already done enough, godmother." And we know he's really mad at LJ. He's mad at this whole situation, but he takes it out on Jordan. I do not like how Lance talks to Jordan. He has always tried to handle her because he doesn't feel like she was as soft as a woman should be. I felt like Jordan was always in her soft era, if you ask me, all of them. But because she was independent, I think that he felt like independent equates to masculine, and he felt like she was too masculine. That's how I took it, y'all. I just never liked how he talked at Jordan. And, she always have that strong stance, and I always loved that about her. Anyway, Lance thanks Harper. Sorry, y'all. He thanks Harper and tells him that he's proud. And Harper tells Lance that he has to leave because he needed to show up. They talk about him and LG. And Harper reminds Lance that he just needs to show up. And while he tells Lance that makes him remind himself, I need to go show up for Robin. And so he leaves and goes to Robin's event. So again, I did write in my notes, but I said it earlier. It's the smoke and the anger he always have towards Jordan. It's like he's frustrated because she's so independent. And then and I think he's also mad because she goes against the grain when it comes to Lance, especially with this LJ situation. I don't care about what you think. I am supportive of my godchild. It doesn't mean anything towards you. I'm just supportive of my godchild. Anyway, Jordan goes up to Lance and asks, "Are we good?" And he was like, "We good." It was just like this back and forward. And Lance tells Robin to stop encouraging the BS. Jordan says to Lance that you need to be more supportive. So then we get to Dr. Temple's office. Candace is still working on her dissertation, and she asked Dr. Temple to come over to read the dissertation. And then that's when he gets too comfortable and takes his hand and tries to put it down Candace's shirt. And she immediately pushed him off and like, "What the you doing?" And so as that was happening, the The cleaning lady comes in and she's shocked. But once again, this is probably something she's seen multiple times. And then Candace get her things and leave. Anyway, back at the after party, because they had the premiere party, and then it was the party after that. Jordan sticks around. She's just sitting there drinking. Harper then returns, and those two go for a walk. Anyway, Candace walks into the door from very emotional, and she's very silent in her emotions. She starts to cry. Y'all know when we don't want anybody to hear us cry, we cry, we suck it up. We have these emotions by ourselves without bothering, without telling a person that truly, truly love us what happened. We try to handle it our way. And we try to figure things out. Anyway, so in the next scene, we see Robin in the bed, and it's pretty late. She's made it home from her situation, but Harper hasn't made it home. And so she turns and notices that Harper isn't there. Once again, Robin is always right in her not grievances, but Robin is usually right when it comes to Harper. Anyway, Quentin and Shelby gets home, and Quentin is drunk. Shelby, they both are drunk, and maybe they have an edible, I don't know. And so we hear Simply Beautiful by El Green. I love that song. I don't even know why I never downloaded that song. But as the music playing, they're fooling around, fumbling around, just doing the things. And so he starts to feel the pain in his chest, and he falls down on the floor, and Shelby was like, "Quentin, get up, get up." And she notices that he doesn't get up, and she calls the police. She calls for help, and he was unresponsive at this point. So Shelby is scared, and so y'all, this is where the episode ends. It's really, really good, y'all. It's really good. Again, I watched it today. I watched episode, and I've seen it many, many times. But I really want to be able, when I do 7 and 8, I really want to be able to get into my thought process without second guessing myself while I give y'all episodes 7 and 8, because it was so much. It was so much to unpack in 7 and 8. But it was good. And I don't know, again, maybe I'm a little bit hormonal, but it made me cry. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. It made me cry. Like, I was, even in a conflict that was going on in 7, was it 7 and 8? And it was a lot. It was a lot. And I knew today was the day that I just couldn't. But I promise y'all, I would give 7 and 8 to y'all tomorrow. So please look out for that. And also, the next video y'all gonna get is all the Queen's Men after this. So anyway, I will see y'all in the next video.